Good morning. It is, what is it? It is Tuesday, January 14th. God, I don't even know what day it is. And actually, guys, that Saturn-Pluto conjunction got me yesterday. I woke up early, and I never wake up at 6. I usually wake up at 7, so I'm like, why am I even up? Okay, I'd seen a post yesterday in regards to an uncle that passed away 27 years ago, and it brought back some memories. I mean, like clear memories. Like I could see his face, I could see the freckles on his face, I could hear his voice as he spoke to me, something that I've always carried with me, mainly because he spoke with, he said that line, when I was pregnant with my first son, 27 years ago. I can still hear him, and that brought up a lot of things. I mean, like this morning it was uncontrollable. I couldn't hold my shed. I'm just gonna say that I lost my shed, and you know how it's been a while since I told you guys about this, to make time for purging, because if not, you could find yourself in 7-Eleven making a Slurpee crying. Well, guilty. That was me crying in 7-Eleven trying to make a fucking cup of coffee, and I'm losing my shit, you know. And then I thought to myself, wow, I never really grieved that person, and it was my uncle. Okay, so with the Saturn-Pluto, it can be a father figure. So it can be, you know, brother, older brother, best friend, uncle, actual father, grandfather, that kind of deal. So for me, it was uncle. Okay, and that would be the Capricorn energy too. And with the Cancer, that would be aunties. So uncles and the aunties. For me, it was, you know, Uncle Earl. So I literally lost my shit. I really couldn't hold it together, and it actually took me about an hour and a half to pull myself together, because I'm crying making coffee, guys. So I always try to warn you guys. So, you know, it's very clear to me. In the situation I'm living in right now, I have my daughter back at home, but we don't have separate rooms, so there really isn't private time. I don't really have a lot of quiet. I really don't have that room or that space to grieve. So yeah, seeing as I literally fell apart this morning, and I want to say for no reason, but it was for a reason. A problem was, it was from like 27 years ago, and you know, all the people that passed this year, you know, my family members and friends, I also realized that I hadn't cried for them too. It was more or less in shock, or I was dealing with my own personal issues that kept me from properly grieving for them. So I think, you know, once I started crying, and I knew why I was crying, what I was upset about. Okay, so I thought about everybody else that I should have been upset about, and, you know, tried to properly grieve. And me, I'm the speed healing demon. Okay, so it takes me 2 to 3 days. This time it took me like 2 to 3 hours. But yeah, I woke up sad, and I thought it was like situation going on around me, but it wasn't. And it could have been, I could have been triggered. I could have been feeling, the person who posted it was my cousin. And then I thought too, like, wow, I never grew up really knowing her, but I knew her dad, you know. So it just, I was really touched in the heart, touched in the head, this morning. And I'm at the point where I'm recovering now. I started to take a look at the astrology, and I'm not going to backtrack too much unless there's something pertinent, other than the Saturn-Pluto conjunction I'm talking about, and then the Mercury conjunct Pluto. Okay, so you could have been thinking, hearing, feeling, speaking, or you could have been haunted by. So there's many ghosts that are plaguing people, different kind of ghosts, you know. So, okay, regret. It's basically regrets, and finally feeling emotions that you were too shocked to respond to also. What else? So there's a lot of requests and a lot of demands, and you're going to find that you're busy. Everybody wants everything from you, and at the same time, you need everything from everybody. Okay, so use your discernment, and if somebody deserves the help, help them. If not, then, well, don't be afraid to say no. Don't be afraid to turn something down, and also don't be afraid to stand up for yourself, and at the same time, don't be afraid to stand down. Okay, if you can come at something, at a problem, at an issue with integrity and compassion, everybody's going to be happy. Okay, we're looking for the win-win situation. Okay, where was I? Oh, God, I didn't even do the numbers. Yeah, these emotions kind of threw me this morning. And, you know, me, I'm like the stone cold robot. I have emotions, but nobody ever knows how I really feel. Okay, I don't like to engage that much. I got too much Scorpio, Sag, and Pisces blood. I like peace and quiet, and I like people to mind their own business. Let's see. Numbers for today, 14 and 10, completion of a cycle. 14 can be social media. So this can be like you'll be seeing, I finished this, I close this out, or it's done, or I'm done. Okay, 14 is about declaring or establishing an identity. I'm done with this, I'm done with that, it's over. 14 also equals 5. Okay, so this can be in terms of a change, in terms of a boundary, a standard, a wall, a border, a barricade, a foundation. Bottom line, this is where I stand. The buck stops here. 10 also equals 1. Okay, so it's signaling the beginning of new growth. A new change that you're moving forward with. Okay, now some people, let's see, we have minor transit. So what do we have? A dreamer, danger of self-delusion, susceptible to schemers, problems in love affairs. Okay, so there could be cheating. There could be lies and betrayal. Also, there can be hacking. I want to say, with this minor transit, let's see what's around it. Okay, yeah, watch being double charged. Watch double entries, like if you use your card on your phone or online or at the ATM or anything like that. Make sure that all the charges are kosher, because at this time somebody could hack into it. Some of you guys could be like hacked out of Facebook. Let's see, somebody wants something. They're trying to fool you, so you could be susceptible to scammers. People trying to fool you out of your information or your money, or even your energy. Like if somebody asks you to do something and it's on, like, hey, you want to come and take a ride with me? And then you get to whatever the final destination is, and basically they're like, yeah, I'm going to have my bodyguard kick your ass. And you're like, excuse me? I thought we were going for a ride. I didn't know I was coming with you to bully somebody. Okay, so be wary of what you're really getting into, no matter what it is, even if it's a car, even if it's some kind of deal. Okay, and also don't lie to yourself, and don't allow others to lie to you. Okay, for a lot of you guys, there may be problems in love affairs. A lot of us are getting hit pretty hard. But for the most part, once you get through it, and you will, because that's what you're working on, is healing and processing emotions. When you get through that, everything should go well. I want to say relatively quiet and peaceful. For some of you guys, you could get a promotion in your job today. There could be some kind of bonus, maybe more work hours, more pay, more authority, or you may be given additional credit, like, oh, I see you did this. You know, acknowledgement. Also, too, dealing with problems, you'll be ready and serious. Like, okay, first I need to do this, this, this. You may be writing your to-do list in order to get through the day, or in order to write things down of what you want to accomplish today. So yeah, to-do list, your what do I want to say? Date calendar, day planner. There you go. That's what the darn thing's called. Logging things in your day planner. So logging, mapping, taking notes, noting. So today your emotions will be very strong, whatever it is that you're dealing with, but your business ability will be sky high. So just be aware, pay extra attention, and don't be impulsive. Think before you respond. Think before you act. Okay, if you're working on paperwork, you can go back and check. Of course, you're going to have to, proof it after. Okay, make sure you proof stuff. Because there could be an error. You could have entered something twice, or something appeared to look correct when it really wasn't. Okay, so let me go into tomorrow, of course. I know I've already done that, but we're gonna keep getting into it, because every day I intuit more information and I notice more things. Okay, so for Wednesday, what do we have going on Wednesday? On Wednesday, we've got a few things. First, we have a T-square exiting through the moon in Libra. Contracts, promises, agreements, weddings, diplomacy, diplomats, women, children, dependents, dependency, aid, help. And then Venus sextiling Uranus, Mercury sextiling the black moon Lilith in Pisces, and then other minor transits. Okay. Oh, second point I wanted to get to. At midnight, the moon moved into 12 degrees Virgo. Okay, so that is encouraging you to surrender. You're not a victim. Just surrender. Just let it happen, whatever it is. There may be some things that you're tempted to force. There may be some things that you're blocking. You're being forced to purge. That is the energies that are at play. You're being pushed out, or it's being wrenched from you in some type of way, but this calls for a release. You're being called to release the demons. Oh boy, I got into that yesterday, so if you want to hear about that, about the psychic attacks and the demons, watch yesterday's video. I talked a little bit about it, how I came across some people that didn't understand what was going on. But as much as the demons are being released from people, they're mental demons, demons were also being released in the physical realm, because we had a grand earth trine. Okay, but the thing I noticed this week, we have 3 in less than a week, 3 grand trines. Okay, back on January 11th, immediately after the full moon in Cancer eclipse, we had a grand fire trine telling us, get up, get off your ass and get moving. Okay, and then on the 13th, 2 days later, which is yesterday, we had that grand earth trine, manifesting things in the physical realm, creating magic, and manifesting a physical transformation of energy. Okay, so this is like an exchange. Giving it up, literally and figuratively. Okay, and then coming up in 3 more days, pretty much by the end of the week, Friday, we have a grand water trine that is part of a kite, and there's some big planetary energy involved. Excuse me, in the T and a T square. Okay, so T square, grand water trine, and a kite. So I'll get to that in a minute. The only thing we're missing is the grand error, but I haven't done past the 18th, so I don't know. We'll see, right? Okay, so back. So there could be a small technical glitches or technicality or some kind of troubleshooting that could come and go really quick too. Okay, so as we speak, like I said, the moon is in Virgo. Tomorrow it moves into Libra. You're feeling a little bit better after the cold and dark energy of all the planets in Capricorn and this major conjunction. The thing is, you may be realizing that you have to make sacrifices for something, and that if somebody wants to leave, you need to let them, but not until you speak your truth. So you may confront somebody. Careful now. Think about what you're saying and think about what you're doing. Try your best to come from integrity and compassion, like I was saying, or there's a potential for misunderstandings, miscommunication that can bring hurt feelings. Now, you guys can fix this later, but somebody's drowning here. Somebody is drowning physically, mentally, emotionally, energetically, spiritually, and financially. Okay, so there's too much going on. Either somebody's really sad, there's too much tears, too much obligation, too much bills. They feel like they're drowning. And also, you know, with the water, where are we? The moon in Virgo. So that's like, well, that's earth energy, but there's a lot of Uranus activity today with the water. Of course, it's mudslides, avalanches, flooding. That could be drowning too. There's that sense of suffocation as something else replaces the air in your lungs. Okay, so a lot of you could have felt recently like you had the air taken out of you. Okay, mentally, verbally, that kind of thing. Okay, and like I said, the moon started Tuesday at 12 degrees in Virgo, so you need to surrender to the new you and know that this is taking you somewhere. All these lessons, trials, tribulations, and emotions are taking you somewhere. They're being pushed out for a reason. Okay, and when you release these emotions, you get filled back up. Okay, with fresh air, with inspiration and happiness. So let's keep going. Still on Wednesday. Encourage you to go with the flow and don't let detours and distractions sap your energy. Okay, all this energy is going towards some kind of manifestation with all the Earth's energy in the skies. If you get distracted, you will end up experiencing a lesson of sacrifice in addition to your own karma. Okay, I know your judgment is not going to be the best. You may be having trouble paying attention, getting things done. You're not very clear in your judgment. So just be consciously, just be aware, just be conscious. Sometimes you can go too far, especially if you don't know what you're feeling. But if you do know what you're feeling, you can work on that. Or you can, open your arsenal of tools that you've been manufacturing and, fine-tuning and start using them. You're like, oh, this calls for a 5-minute break in the bathroom with my headphones on, for right? Whatever it is you got to do. Okay. For some of us, it may have been crying. Like I said, there's a lot of water energy, so there's a lot of ruckus with wetness. Water. Okay, let's see. There's something going on. Opposing. There's something that's happening, or maybe somebody else is upset or whatever. It could be there's an opportunity to open your mouth and express how you feel. Always in the kindest way. Okay, and usually it takes a confrontation before somebody is forced to confront themselves and realize where they've been dismissive or ignoring or overlooking or pushing out and basically isolating. And what do I want to say? Stonewalled somebody, or basically like slapped them in the face, like, I don't want you here. Basically, maybe somebody could have been made to feel like they were unloved, because they could have been like, oh, you're interfering, can you please leave while I'm having a good time? Something to that effect. I'm only making this up, guys. I'm trying to give you a situation. It's not necessarily personal, although it is, because I see things happening with my friends. So I'm going to tell you guys the story, right? So it does affect me personally, even though it's a friend, because these are loved ones. Okay, and it's really hard to watch somebody suffer and be helpless and not be able to do anything, knowing that they have to do the work. Okay, and then on the bright side, if you're aware, you already know why you're crying, but you're like, oh my God, I can't stop crying, just like I did this morning. Okay, then Venus and Pisces, sextiling Uranus and Taurus. Again, very fortunate, romantic, sexual. Uranus being the unique rebel. Okay, so you could realize that you can love everybody in a way that's individual to you. I love how I love who I love, basically, and I'm okay with it. Because you can't tell the heart what or who to love, right? It tells you. And then if you don't agree with it, or if you don't promote growth in that area, your heart will turn on you. Your heart will let you know that it's not happy. Okay, so your heart will let you know which direction to turn in order to find your way home. Okay, your emotional home, your physical home, your mental home, your financial home. Okay, Venus and Pisces, a lot of love. Bonus, Uranus and Taurus, extreme. It could be extreme discomfort, a new paradigm, a sudden change in the things that we thought were previously established. So that can be really, truly sentimental. So you can get through this huge understanding. If there really is a love relationship there, you guys can bypass this. Okay, those are at 2 degrees. So that's, up close and personal. 1-to-1, intimacy, partnership, balance, planning, goals. It could be partnership goals. Mercury in Capricorn, 28 degrees. Sextiling Black Moon Lilith, 28 degrees. Okay, I feel like you're taking too much from me, or I feel like something has taken too much from me, or I'm doing this too much, or you're doing this too much, or this could be, I know you think I've been fill in the blank. I know you don't trust me because you've done this before, or I've done this before. The thing is, Mercury with Black Moon Lilith at 28. 28 is the degree of empowerment because something has come to an end. There is a time limit, so you know that you only have to deal with this temporarily because everything is temporary, including and especially feelings. Okay, so Black Moon Lilith and Pisces, not being able to trust if somebody's going to stay and love you or if they're going to run or if they're going to betray you. It's not clear. So this is the shadow side. This is your dark emotions about your questions about, can you trust this person? Okay, and Mercury and Capricorn could be, I'm in it to win it, or, together forever. It can also be travel though. So this can be like a cruel accident. Yeah, the Uranus and Taurus really speaks about, I want to say, psycho weather patterns, basically crazy, bizarre. So it can be, how bizarre. Dun. Venus, pleasure. Pisces would be water and mist. So yeah, some kind of storm, weathering a storm. And then also too, a lot of accidents. Flooding on the mountain. I had gotten a couple of days ago in a reading. It was about mountaintop or mountain caps, the top of, and it was like fire. And then I talked about how, watch during a fire, all these little volcanoes were going to do little poofs, little hiccups and burps, not necessarily erupt yet, but they're showing signs of life everywhere. So Mercury Capricorn could be an event that happens and you know that it's just a matter of time. Also, to a lot of people, kind of want to isolate themselves. This is a really, really private time coming up, so you may not feel like socializing or talking to a lot of people. Okay, so you may have to talk to somebody about some trust issues. Or you may have to tell somebody that you haven't been able to trust them completely. Or maybe they tell you that. It could be a misunderstanding. Okay, it could be filled with impatience. Mercury and Capricorn. Capricorn can be critical and cruel. So somebody could be criticizing you about something. Or this can be, you're just like the others. You're just like all the others. To all the girls I've loved before. So it's a pattern that's being repeated. Not necessarily, it could be a projection too. It could be a projection of a pattern repeating. One person is reliving something. Everything's telling me do it again. Reliving, another chance. Reliving, new signs of growth. Coming back to life. So this can be, you know, past issues in relationships, or past abuse, or past abusive relationships, or can be discussing about this person doesn't belong doing that because they're not trustworthy, or it looks sketchy, questionable motives. That's what it is, questionable motives. Yesterday's reading was, I can't remember what the first two words were entitled. It was inappropriate. I think it was inappropriate actions and questionable motives. So, I mean, this kind of goes along with the theme too. But, you know, on the positive note, this could be, I want you to know that you can trust me, that I'm here for you. I'm here to help. Well, what do you need? Can I help you with something? Do you need help? And it could also be somebody coming through for you. There's this karmic sense of timing. With the Uranus and Taurus, I mean, now that it's direct, we're seeing, whereas you thought somebody would go on a rampage and, you know, just go all psycho, all of a sudden they're like, okay, you're right, you win, love you, let's go on. So it gives this aftershock, like, huh? Did that just happen? And then realizing immediately that this is going in a positive direction and grabbing and snatching onto that, like, oh, yep, this is the way we want to go. All right, we'll we'll foster that. Okay, so there's a sense of fostering, taking over. I'll handle that for you. Also, you know, Capricorn, talking about your responsibilities, and that please do this. I'd appreciate it if you'd handle your responsibilities or live up to expectations. I've disappointed myself. I've disappointed you. There's so many things that come in with this transit. As long as you're doing the work, there's definitely going to be opportunities to come back from a disagreement or an argument. Okay, now, but it all depends on the decision you make, or actually, it's up to the other person. You can only be positive up to a point and leave it open for your partner. So that's where we come to this T-square that exits in the moon in Libra. Okay, so this is moon in Libra. North node and south node. In fact, the south node is conjunct with Jupiter. Okay, so the degrees are very important also. 7 degrees. Okay, so moon and the nodes at 7 degrees and Jupiter at 10 degrees. Jupiter, keep it from spreading. Keep it from getting worse. Keep it from exploding. And where are we? The moon in Virgo, keeping it from spreading as in a virus or going viral. Silencing, I want to say gag, maybe putting a gag order. You know, moon in Libra can be justice and legal litigation. Okay, so this could be stop talking about it, or stop doing that, or start talking about it, or start doing that. So a lot of you guys could have had to go to court. Just looking at the numbers here. Contracts, promises, and agreements. You have to do this. And, you know, honestly, get it done. Get it over with. It is time to deal with it. To deal, feel, and heal. I paused it on 29 minutes and 11 seconds. How fitting. How befitting. Okay, also what I was saying... What I was seeing is it could be some type of sentence handed down. Okay, like you could have had to see the judge in the last couple of days, and this is basically, you're going to stop that, or we're going to stop you, or you need to stop that. You're ordered to stop that. let's see. The Jupiter with the South Node expanding from the past. You've done this before, so this could be about repeated habits. It could also mean a gag order. Keep this quiet, under wraps. It could be a secret marriage too. Elope. This could be eloping. Or this could be a secret judgment, lawsuit, or, oh, I want to say jury duty. Jury selection, too. That's been coming up. Okay, so, where am I? What did I go into Thursday? Okay, we'll stop there on Thursday. That's enough. Today's Tuesday. I went two days ahead. If you want to know a little bit more, yesterday I went all the way up until Friday. I don't, God, should I do it? Remanded to custody, remanded to therapy, remanded to the halfway house. So it's kind of like somebody's being given a sentence. Or they're being sent to some kind of therapy, rehab, mediation, or being given promise to pay. Remediation, you need to pay. Or they're being remediated as paid testimony. Yeah, paid. Could be paid testimony about, what is it, Moon in Virgo, about some kind of Virgo virus rash. Where are we in Capricorn? Beneath the surface, Capricorn is bones. Build up, to avoid build up. Something about putting a cap on the rash, or to keep a virus from spreading. Contagion, okay, to keep the contagion from spreading, or to keep the virus. Somebody could actually be the virus on society, to keep you from hurting others. Remanded to custody. So 7 can be like somebody's getting what they asked for, and the other person is getting exactly what they asked for. Yeah, sounds a little 3D, ha ha ha. Okay, so anyways, let's get to the cards, because I'm done talking. Okay, so first cards are reversed. So somebody's getting psychic downloads, or they're processing some information. Psychic downloads is like when there's something going on in the back. It's like a computer with background processing, like it's downloading stuff and it's processing and integrating and integrating it into the current software, so that when you go to use it, that information can be accessed. And that's basically what it is. Sometimes it's DNA upgrades. Sometimes there's so many things going on, you're trying to practice in the background and you're functioning on automatic. Like you're, yeah, you can brush your teeth, you know, you're taking care of yourself for the most part, and trying not to drop into that despair of depression to where you stop taking care of yourself. You're basically functioning, and what happens is this goes on for about 2 to 3 days, I feel, from my experience, and you can either have access to this information, or this is what happens after 2 to 3 days, or I was going to say, this is what you arrive to, conclusion that you arrive to about what's been happening and what was distracting you. Mature woman, coffin, and imprisonment. So a lot of people might be considering if you need to stop something. Is this the relationship I want? Virgo to Libra. What would be the best option? Is this serving me, or am I serving it? Mature woman is the house mom, you know, the nurturer. It's grandma, it's auntie, it's you. It's the gracious host. It's the past. It's the love. It's ancestors. Empathy, nurturing, sympathy, protection. On the home front, your early childhood years. It's also your experience. Coffin is beginning and endings. It's a number 19. It signals the completion or the closing of something. It can be a box. So some of you guys can feel like you're up against the wall or between a rock and a hard place, because there's a positive and a negative. There's something that you like about your situation, but there's something else that's making you question, is it really worth signing yourself up for this? Some of you guys didn't know what you signed yourself up for. Imprisonment is a card of feeling trapped or being trapped. Coffin is closing out. So it feels like somebody's coming up to a decision. Okay, they have to realize if they may be feeling trapped, but they're trying to think, are they really trapped? Because there's benefits. You know, there's a winner-loser situation. They win something and they lose something, which kind of says there has to be some kind of compromise. Imprisonment is being locked in, locked up, or locked out of something. And look, the rats have been coming up quite a bit. There's little sneaky little fuckers that they're so small, and you know, they come in and what they do is so minimal, but the effects are damaging. This could be somebody has a secret. Okay, so you may be feeling like a relationship is going to end. They could be having a secret, or you could have found out a secret, so you're in contemplation. Do I love this person? Is this the right relationship for me? Am I benefiting from it more than I'm suffering? For some of you guys, you want the suffering to end. Now, you could be referring to a relative. A mature woman is like a sister, an auntie, a best friend, somebody older than you, grandma, that they could have passed away. They could have just passed away. They could have passed away years ago. They could be passing now. And I want to say there could be, you know, they could have been in a coma first. They could have been in an old folks home. Could have been from cancer. All right, well, I'll tell you what else I'm thinking when I get other clarifiers of it. I don't want to go too much into it because, you know me, I see freaky shit. So, okay, poverty and a suddenly getting a message. Oh, okay, so poverty is barely being able to meet the basic needs. Yet another 10. This is number 37. Okay, so it's promising to go down a different road or promising to make things different. It could be that you just don't have a clue how you're going to get your next meal, your next shower. You don't know what to do or where you're going. So it kind of feels like fool energy. So we got 2 10s and 11 so far. And then this was hidden, a message. So some of you guys, maybe you missed a communication somewhere. You could have lost a letter. You could have lost an important paperwork, or you're not able to, you don't have a paperwork. You may not have a phone. Maybe you don't have a phone, or you don't have access to internet, or an email. I don't have an email. I'm not on this. So I want to say there might be some people that are learning how to use the internet. They may not know, but they're reconnecting to the world. Maybe after somebody passed, you know, you want to get in touch with all your relatives to stay in contact. This may have been the matriarch that passed away, so everybody kind of divided, went their separate ways because the matriarch wasn't there. The glue wasn't there to hold everyone together. So you may not have been in contact with a lot of people, or you may be busy processing that you don't want to deal with a lot of people. You're getting messages, but you can't deal with it right now. You're busy processing. You can't be talking to every person because everybody is calling. Are you okay? How you doing? And you're just like either not answering. It depends what level or what stage you're at. If you're still in shock, you're not answering, or you're just going through the motions. It could be, you know, condolences. People giving you condolences. I'm sorry for your loss. Okay, so let's clarify mature woman. Ooh, through that. Gone beyond. It's the moon in Sagittarius. It's discipline. It's strength. It can also be prison. So somebody could have possibly been, like I was saying, in a coma for a while. Clarify coffin, please. Yeah, coping with the loss of a... Oh, that is a lot of cards. I want to say that's too much. Nope, I'm going to take these two because I've seen them, and I'm not going to look at these two. If you're supposed to come out, you will come out. Okay, so imprisonment. Oh, wow, look at that. Let's clarify poverty and message. Yeah, here we go. See, I wasn't lying. The social media card, temperance. A lot of people are wishing you well on Facebook and sending their condolences and their prayers. Send me an angel. Send me an angel. Oh my God, yep. Okay, yeah, I saw this card. That's what I thought. Yeah, definitely my condolences on the loss of your family member. And also, too, it's enlightened people also saying sorry about your, what do you call it? Transformation or transmutation, transition. Okay, we heard your mother transition. Could be father too, you know, because it's not specific to male or female in the physical realm. It's about the energies. So I mean, if you didn't have your mom, like if your mom passed when you were young and it was your dad that raised you and all that, it could be your dad that we're talking about. Could be your auntie. This is an auntie, I believe. That was the strongest, you know, out of mother and auntie. But like I said, it's not just mother and auntie. It can be your best friend or somebody older than you, somebody that looked out for you, or somebody that cared for you when you were younger. So I'm going to leave this here right now, and we'll go over this. Okay, she's gone beyond. She may have been sick for a while, and you guys may have hoped for a quick and painless death. I think anybody would wish that. You probably felt helpless as you watched her suffer, and you probably wished that it would end for her really soon, and it finally did. Okay, you're at peace with it. You've made the decision to be at peace with her death because you had to... Watching her struggling to live when her body was failing was traumatizing. Knowing that there's nothing that you can do but help make them feel more comfortable. Okay, so somebody was definitely at the end of their life. They suffered. They may have been a vegetable. They may have been a vegetable, or they may have been in a coma, and you knew that they did not want to live like this, or that they after seeing them suffer, you knew that the only thing to do was to be merciful and to release them from the meat suit prison that they're in. Two of Swords, balance, being at peace. This also talks about the T-square. Do you release? Do you engage? What do? You stay balanced. You know you have to make a decision about the death. So some of you guys may be having to pull the plug. Somebody's pulling the plug here. Somebody's pulling the plug. Somebody may have pulled the plug. Okay, Six of Swords is reversed. So this is current. This is not in the past. This is like this week. This week, this year, this month. I mean, it's only, what, January 14th. So technically this year. It may have not happened yet. You may be facing that decision. What do? Lovers. Am I doing the right thing? I'd love to see them every day, but I have to make the decision to let them go, to release them. Two of Wands, goals, planning. Yeah, making that decision and acting on the decision to release somebody. Somebody's being released. They're being released from their body prison for some reason or another. It feels very Dr. Kevorkian. It feels cold, but it's not. It's like putting an animal down where they're suffering so much that no amount of fixing will ever repair or bring them back to a pain-free life. This is irreplaceable, irretrievable, unfixable. Could be from Cancer too. Black spots. What was that? Black Moon Lilith and reaction, a sun in reaction. Damn it. I was just onto something. I just lost it. God, leave it to me to get distracted. I did say that was in the energies, right? Shit you not. I'm distracted. Okay, so here we are. Imprisonment. Trying to keep calm despite the circumstances. Three of Cups is usually a party, a meeting, a intimate get-together. So some of you guys may have to take care of the arrangements. You have to make the phone calls. Maybe you're responsible for throwing the wake or making the funeral or wake arrangements. Okay, so I specifically pointed out the rat because the rat caught my eye. And then the Three of Cups talks about interference. Interfering with the bond. Okay, it's Mercury and Cancer, being sensitive to what people think. There's a rat. Okay, so somebody's sweating or stressing you on something. They're talking shit and they're putting ideas into your head. And they're the evil rat, okay? They shouldn't be, they could be blaming you, like he only died because of you, or you shouldn't have done this, or oh yeah, you're getting sweated because you had to pull the plug. Oh my God. So you're going to catch flack from people who wanted them here. But they're not the ones who were present every day. They're not the ones who saw that this mother, this auntie, this grandma, or this older female, how much they were suffering. Okay, they don't understand that you were releasing them from their suffering. So they're blaming you and attacking you, putting ideas into your head. You killed her. It's because of you. It could be something like that. And you could be really sensitive to it because you were the one that had to make... It was kind of like you were forced to make a decision. And this here, condolences, we're sorry for your loss. All over social media, even on the news, if this is somebody famous, possibly an actor or a world traveler or a writer, possibly, I want to say with the sun in Capricorn. Capricorn is also business and government. The moon in Virgo is business and government. This can also be government, so it's definitely feeling really governmental. A lot of Libra and contracts energy here, so legal things. Maybe somebody was trying to get authorization through the court, battling someone else to cut the cord or to unplug. Somebody was battling, they were fighting somebody else to cut the cord, or they were told, no, you cannot pull the plug. Okay, yeah, that's what it looks like here. The Chariot, yep. Judgment. So there's one person who's going, there's people who are going to be allowed to pull the plug, and then there's others who are going to get an order to desist. No, you can't. Okay. And the thing is, these are all major arcana, so this is a universe making things happen. Okay, reaching out, sharing your story on Facebook, declaring that your mother, her suffering is done. Hold on, guys. I kind of want to say something weird, like something's telling me that maybe this is a reporter that's passed away. Possibly somebody, a famous actress, somebody that was on TV, mother, grandmother, or it can be a celebration of this person's death, or the anniversary of this person's death, or even their birthday. Okay, I'm back. Okay, so we've got this final cards over here. Oh boy. Okay, so Eight of Cups, Prince of Swords, and Princess of Discs. Okay. Eight of Cups is usually about having to make a sacrifice or walking away from something that is toxic, okay? That would be the ultimate answer. And how do you cope with something? Well, you need to release the toxins, okay? Princess of Swords. So I don't know why, but dialysis. I just got dialysis. So somebody could have been on dialysis, which is a filtering of the blood. But the thing is, like here in Hawaii, there aren't a lot of machines, so people can't get to go on the dialysis machine as much as they're supposed to. So pretty much as soon as they have to go to dialysis, if they have to do it every week, that's pretty much a death sentence. They were already given a death sentence, you know. So this was speeding it up and a release from any further suffering. And there was something going on in the legal courts in regards to it. Like I said, possibly somebody was fighting pulling the plug, another person was fighting to pull the plug. So there's going to be a judgment coming down over here. Prince of Swords. Lawyer, policeman. This is fighting for an idea. Eight of Cups. So yeah, they're being defended in court by a lawyer. Sacrifice. They want to release them from their prison. Then we have Princess of Discs, which is good news. So this is definitely permission to release somebody who is on life support. Visiting, practical. It's necessary. So yeah, this is a yes, you can. So it looks like success for somebody who's been fighting and having to sit there and helplessly watch, not being able to end somebody else's suffering, or suffering because they can't, because they're suffering because of it. Ooh. Counselor. Yep, there's the lawyer again. Archangel Azrael, you are a natural counselor, and many people benefit from your guidance and reassurance. Outdoors. Archangel Jophiel, go outside, get some fresh air, and connect with nature to relieve stress and gain new creative ideas. Gifts from God. Archangel Sandalphon, we angels bring you gifts from your Creator. Open your arms to receive, which is definitely Cancer energy. There's a lot of Cancer energy laden throughout this reading. Okay, so it's really heart-centered, it's emotions, it's the ultimate sacrifice. through love, the ultimate loving sacrifice. Yeah, so somebody here is fighting to make the ultimate sacrifices. They want to do it. They're going to do it, or they're making the ultimate sacrifice for somebody, or making the decision for that ultimate sacrifice for somebody. Let me get one. Thank you. Okay. We've got Magician and the Six of Swords here. I don't think I even actually talked about it. I just saw what the bottom line message is. But basically, you're wishing that somebody didn't have to go through this. I just wanted to reiterate that because I never did touch on that. Kupa'a. Loyal. Oh. The suffocating. Six of Swords is usually passage, rite of passage. It's also, oh, this is Mercury in Aquarius. This is coming. As a matter of fact, Thursday, Mercury in Aquarius, detaching. Yeah, so there was a battle between plugging and unplugging somebody. And it could be that you just don't want them to suffer. You know, when you know what happens is when you unplug somebody is eventually their organs stop working. Like, you know, the monitor is running their heart or running their lungs, whatever it is, the life-saving machines that keep you alive, your basic bodily functions. The fear of them going through that initial drowning where they're gasping for air as their body is shutting down. It's definitely traumatic, but once they make that transition, they are free. I just want you to know that, okay? And you have to know that you did the right thing. You release them from the suffering that they were doomed to be trapped in. They did not want that, and you did not want that for them, okay? Kupa'a, loyal, faithful, steadfast. Loyalty to self. Okay, loyal, faithful, steadfast, that is absolutely the Cancer, Capricorn, eclipse energies that are here. Loyalty to self is change. So you may have had a change of heart once you really, truly thought about something. So it could also be that you're in court and you've been fighting with somebody else over either pulling the plug or keeping the plug on, and somebody could resign to, you know what, I've changed my mind, they're right. I'm going to let them go. My intention is to be loyal to myself, to listen deeply to my inner knowing, and to never surrender my happiness to another person. There is nothing more constant and loyal than your connection with nature, your higher self, and divinity. Betrayal only occurs when you fail to listen to your inner knowing. It also occurs when you give your power away to others who are not in alignment with your deepest truth. By honoring yourself with steadfast clarity, you will cultivate true loyalty to self. Okay, being at peace with the decision that you had to make. All right, guys, I'm going to close this one out. This is a rather sad reading. I already had a sad morning, and whoever this is, and I know there's a few of you, just because of the generational transits and the astounding, conjunction that we have going on. Big energy affecting the mass collective, okay, because there's weeding out going. There's a lot of weeding out going, selective reading from the elites and from the government, and then we're selectively weeding out negative and toxic things too, so I want to say, yeah, this could be anything from plaque in the arteries, a buildup, a heart attack, a seizure. Yeah, disconnected from the machine. Yeah, asking to be disconnected. Okay, guys, I'm done already. I'll shut up now. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Love you. Take care.